At this point, I know I wasn't watching the cutscenes or anything, so this is all news to me.
Dolzaev. That woman.
Has some good negotiating power, clearly.
Raiden, what's happening? Your heart rate spiked.
Yeah, I just dodged a bullet. All right, I'm heading for the refinery.
Gonna have to go back and watch the tape. I don't know if she actually fired something at us or whether that was metaphorical. But yeah, that is Mistral. She also has an excellent musical theme, just saying. Alright fellas, can we talk about what just happened?
Boris, I got a visual on Dolzaev and Mistral. Looked like they were arguing over something. Mistral's heading up the force at the refinery, correct? We're sure on that?
Yes, but I'm not sure how good a commander she is. As a fighter, talented, yes, I know, but...
Well, neither one looked very happy. Maybe she'll withdraw.
Oh, I doubt that. She may not like him, but she will follow her orders. She is just the leader on the ground here, I think. Someone else is calling the shots behind cover.
All right. But what's the end game here? Say I die and we can't stop them. Then what? Are they even capable of forming a real government? Do they think the people here would support Dolzaev?
Good questions, Tovarich. History shows it is a much easier thing to take a government than to keep it. An unpopular regime can only ignore the will of the people for so long before they rise up. And trying to do all this with PMC soldiers? Difficult. And very, very expensive.
Someone else must be bankrolling this for their own reasons. Someone with very deep pockets. Who stands to benefit the most from all this?
Most likely someone with an interest in that refinery. The plant has pipelines connecting with Sochi in Russia and Supsa in Georgia. Crude oil from the Caspian Sea is refined in Sukhumi and then sent on to Russia.
Oil. I wonder if Dolzaev knows he's being used. Then again, I wonder if he'd even care.
I can make a guess on who's responsible, but that would... I mean, we all know the meme at the end of the game, so I'm not going to say it out loud, though.
What do you think Dolzaev and that woman were discussing? Even your ears could not catch it, huh?
No. Even enhanced hearing doesn't help when it's too far for sound vibrations to travel.
A pity they were outdoors. We could have deployed laser surveillance unit if they were inside, near window.
Yeah, maybe if conditions were perfect. I'd have to be lined up just right to get the beam directly in front of the glass. And there's the problem of noise, too.
Duh, true enough.
Anyway, not much point talking about it now. Better I just head over there and wrap this up.
Of course, of course. I only wonder because I have no idea what Dolzaev is thinking. The more intel we have, the better.
Relax, Boris. Once I take out Mistral, the rest will be easy.
Let us hope so.
Hey, Boris, I know this probably isn't the best time for this, but...
No problem. Ask me anything. My goal is to have open company, huh? Hiding nothing from its employees.
Right, well, there were a few big proposals we had in the works, right?
What do you mean?
You know, my doing tactical drills with the Brazilian Special Ops Force in Rio. Playing the bad guys in that South African anti-terror police training program.
Broden's been around.
On-site security consulting for the Swiss.
Yes, we were working on a few things, weren't we?
Well, I thought so, but they're not in Maverick's task management database.
Well, right then. We've had to freeze those proposals. Temporarily, you see?
You're putting them on ice?
They would be too much distracting for you. We need to focus on current op.
That doesn't seem necessary. You're gonna disappoint a lot of prospective clients.
Well, yes, but
This is about money, isn't it?
I should not have tried to hide it.
Right. Open company, remember?
Well, yes, but we can't afford for you to be too shaken to complete your mission.
Boris, I'm fine. I know it's not all my fault, but my client was killed. Kinda expect to lose some work after that.
Yeah, not your fault, but my responsibility in the end. We were far too lightly equipped. No one on the field made mistakes.
It's a third world country. We were working with a shoestring budget. If we went in heavier, burning Maverick cash, we'd have been in the red.
And that is the tricky part about this business, yes? But what is past, and too early to worry about the future. Just focus on the matter at hand.
Okay, okay.
Always excellent advice.
You get all that, Kev? The woman with Dosaev. That's Mistral?
Yep, the only female member of the Winds of Destruction.
Who are the other two?
The name is from a cold, dry regional wind in France that blows from the Alps down to the Mediterranean.
She French?
Yep, born in Algeria, though. It was a French colony until they declared independence in the early 60s. Haha, but you already knew that.
Yeah. They were the last French colony in Africa.
You know your history. Plenty of French colonial families still live there. Pied Noir, they're called.
I've heard the term. The main character in that Camus novel, The Stranger, was one.
You also find a lot of Algerians who've immigrated to France, although they put a stop to that a while ago.
Yeah. A lot of European countries seem to be clamping down on immigration lately.
Mistral joined the Foreign Legion to get her citizenship.
A woman legionnaire?
And not the first. There was one that served in the North Africa campaign during World War II. Anyway, Mistral's been doing PMC work ever since her Legion discharge. We're not sure why she went cyborg. She's officially leading the force at the refinery, but she is also a combatant. I don't have anything on her combat style, but do not underestimate her. The Winds of Destruction are trained killers, all of them. They didn't let her in because of her looks.
I don't need a reminder. I won't let my guard down.
Yeah, but, speaking of her looks,
Kevin.
she's got, well, a couple of, huge... Look, just don't get distracted, okay?
Sounds like you should take your own advice there, Kev.
I'm so glad that the subtitles didn't match the speech.
So, Kev, what exactly goes on here anyway? I mean, obviously refining oil, but what else involved with that? How careful do I need to be?
Skip that week in science class, huh? All right, how much do you know already?
Just the basics. They take crude and refine it into gas and stuff. Other usable fuels, right?
Well, yeah, and stuff. Kerosene, liquefied petroleum gas, naphtha, jet fuel.
Naphtha?
The raw material for ethylene, which is then the raw material for polyethylene and other plastics. Crude oil's used for a lot more than just fuel, you know. These days, it's the core component of just about every chemical product.
Okay.
Crude contains a lot of molecular hydrocarbons and impurities. The refinery distills and extracts these hydrocarbons at their different boiling points. Once the impurities are removed, what's left can be used to make gasoline and so on.
Right. So, pretty much exactly what I said in the first place.
Oh, well, if you know all this already, I guess we're done here.
I could use a bit more detail on...
All
Nope,
right,
we're
cool
done.
then. Kevin out.
Love it.
Hey, Kev. You have anything on that sword Sam was using? Didn't seem like your garden variety high-frequency blade.
It's not. It's a samurai sword. The real deal. 16th century make, handed down in his family ever since. Sam had it recast as a high-frequency blade. Doesn't say by who.
Is this something I need to worry about?
Maybe. You know the basics of sword making, right? The harder the metal, the better it cuts, but also the more brittle it is. So a sword's gotta be sturdy, but also just pliable enough to absorb shock without breaking. Walking that line, striking that balance, that's what makes sword crafting an art. Japanese swords fuse different types of iron, each with different amounts of carbon. Different levels of flexibility, in other words. So the blade can be tough and razor sharp.
And that gets multiplied when the sword gets the HF treatment?
Yeah. Basically, the high-frequency upgrade sets the blade vibrating really, really fast, right? That vibration acts on the electron shells of atoms in the sword and the local electromagnetic field. When the EMF achieves resonance, the blade's bonding is strengthened. At a quantum level, it's like the entire sword is made up of the exact same particle type. It also disrupts any atoms it comes into contact with. Say, those that make up the target. Their electron clouds shrink from exposure to quantum decoherence at the Planck scale.
Oh, we're going in
In
here.
other words, it electrically severs the bonds that keep the target's atoms together.
You lost me around the EMF part.
It fucks shit up on a molecular level.
And that's the dumbed-down explanation. To be honest, even I don't understand all the details. Point is, an HF upgrade is like an amplifier. It multiplies what's already there. So Sam's badass blade might give him the edge. I mean, you know what I mean.
The original sword was really that good?
Sounds like it. Says here it's a Murasama blade.
Murasama. Sounds familiar.
I've played
One of
JRPGs.
the top 10 best-known sword makers worldwide. Easy. In Japan, he is legendary. They say his swords thirst for blood. That they choose who will wield them. You know, that sort of thing.
Ooh, now I really am scared.
I know, right?
Ryden, you need to save?
Did you catch all that? With Dulzaev and Mistral?
Yeah, I was monitoring the whole time. Dolzaev's not really what I expected. I've seen his file, plenty of photos, but I guess I expected someone more, I don't know, threatening?
Didn't seem too friendly to me.
No, I mean, you hear terrorist, you think of some cold, calculating professional. Dolzaev looks more like some guy off the street.
Looks can be
Cold
deceiving.
calculating professional types don't usually bother with terrorism. It's too risky. Most terrorists are ordinary people, radicalized one way or another.
Yeah, I guess so.
Of course, that doesn't make what they do any easier to forgive. What about Mistral? What'd you think?
Well, she's certainly attractive.
Oh, not you as well.
Probably an artificial face, though. I'm guessing most of her is artificial.
Roger that.
I mean, most of us is artificial as well.
So Mistral's from Algeria. Have you ever been?
No. You?
Once, for a consulting job. Pretty short trip, though.
I hear it's pretty safe there now, compared to how things were at the start of this decade.
Yeah, I was able to slip a little sightseeing in. Pretty nice spot for a vacation. Kind of hot, though. 80% of it's the Saharan desert, and wow, it was just like you'd imagine. So much sand. You could easily imagine camel caravans trekking beneath the early evening moon. It was like something from another world.
Yeah? I thought only a sixth of the Sahara was sandy like that. The French carried out a bunch of nuclear tests there too, I remember.
But once you reach the Mediterranean coast, it's a totally different place. All these white-walled buildings framed against intense blue sea. It's a really stark contrast.
Were you in Algiers? I know that the capital looks a lot like that.
Yep. The local cuisine's totally French-influenced. I'll never forget this one lunch near my hotel.
Getting off topic.
A baguette sandwich and a café au lait. Simple and simply unforgettable. Oh, there were a bunch of sweet shops in town too. High-quality European candy, but so cheap.
Sounds like you ate your way across the country.
Well, food's an important part of local culture, you know. Oh, and speaking of which, the seafood. I didn't expect to see Mediterranean fish in African cuisine, but it was also fresh and flavorful. They'd fry up small fish whole, then drizzle them with lemon juice. I could have eaten that all day.
Sounds like a lot of calories.
Right in.
I tried to stay active, you know.
You can't say that.
Hey, did you know my visual analyzers can tell me how much someone weighs?
Right in.
Yeah, I'll have to talk with Doc about disabling that one.
You know the rules, right in. You cannot discuss that ever. Fucking hell game.
Ryden, what you said before about your sword being a tool of justice, I just want to say I agree 100%. I wish all PMCs thought that way.
Glad to hear you say that.
You mentioned it was part of some samurai code?
Yeah. I didn't grow up using a sword. I fell into it by chance, during a mission. After that, I decided to train with the HF blade. I studied a lot of samurai techniques. I really got into it. Started learning more and more about ancient Japan and the samurai code. I tore through stacks of books, movies, anything I could get my hands on.
Somehow hard to imagine you settling in with a big bucket of popcorn.
What? A cyborg can't have hobbies? I'll have you know I'm actually a huge movie buff.
Paramedic would love a chat.
Okay. So that's where you picked up this Sword of Justice creed?
Yeah. Most of it from a single master named Munenori Yagyu. He founded a school of swordsmanship on the idea that violence can be necessary for the greater good. He called it Katsujinken, the life-giving sword. Yagyu believed power isn't evil in itself. It's how it's applied that matters. As time went on, Katsujinken incorporated deterrence. It took on the meaning of winning without fighting. Or as I like to say, one sword keeps another in the sheath. That's from George Herbert. He was an English priest, 17th century, almost the same era as Yagyu.
Huh. It's a universal idea, I guess.
You could frame the same message as use of a necessary evil, but I think it's a good mindset for any PMC.
At least as long as there's fighting that requires us in the first place.
Which doesn't seem likely to change anytime soon.
Raiden, the Mistral woman, is she truly a full-body cyborg?
That's what the intel says, at least. Why? You notice something?
Indeed. Two somethings, in fact.
Oh no.
Based on their movements,
Oh,
the
for
chest
fuck's
region
sake.
did not appear to be artificial.
You can tell that just from what I saw.
You're a dirty old man,
Indeed.
Doctor.
After some detailed image analysis, I am 80% certain that is her own natural torso.
Detailed
If it
analysis.
is indeed a cyborg, Jesse, it is the most advanced I've ever seen. Such technology would not come cheap. It would mean whoever is backing Desperado is likely quite wealthy.
Probably so. As far as Mistral goes, it really doesn't matter to me. Natural, synthetic, man, woman, an enemy is an enemy.
Ah, are you not even the least bit curious?
Doctor, we can't discuss this on codec. It's being recorded.
Doc, I'm seeing Desperado cyborgs explode here after I take them down.
For security purposes, I would imagine. Cyborgs often use classified tech from suppliers who take great pains to maintain their trade secrets. Most likely, these models have a self-destruct failsafe that triggers once they cannot defend themselves.
So they die even though their brains could be transferred to a new body?
I understand your concern, Raiden, but I'm sure these conditions were clearly stated in their contracts. This is one area that is well regulated by the law. PMCs must inform their workers of such things. These men knew the danger when they signed up. No doubt they were compensated for the additional risk.
Right.
You should be more concerned with the potential for data loss in these explosions. They could damage or even erase the holographic memory in their left hands. Though to think on it, the data is most likely automatically wiped before detonation.
That would make
Just
sense.
in case it would survive the explosion and resulting shockwave, you know.
Yeah. Sure, Doc.
You must remove the hands before the critical system shutdown sequence can activate. Remember it this way. Before you kill, make certain no cyborg is left with a left hand.
I don't like it, Doctor. I have seen that we have sliced a few left hands off, or left arms off previously, and we do get points for that. But I've only seen the one where it was highlighted, where we actually had to slice the hand directly.
Raiden, have I told you of the research I was conducting before we met?
Several times.
It was the Cold War. East Germany. Ah, the DDR. My field was infantry weapon research. It was a magical time. Secret research. Top secret, you know. All for the Soviets, but so exciting. I was free to explore wherever my findings took me. I never had a budget request refused. Not once. I was young then. Working, always working. Most nights I would sleep under my desk, you know. Call it Ostalgie, but East Germany wasn't so bad. Ostalgie being German for East Nostalgia, of course.
Of course.
Yes, the bureaucracy had its problems. But my colleagues, the discoveries. Ah, well. In any case, after unification, they suddenly shut down our entire facility. Everything I'd worked for, my job, my research, poof, gone just like that.
Sounds rough.
I've often said I would be a homeless vagrant if myoelectric prosthesis hadn't lent me a hand. Artificial limbs were crude props then, you know, designed only for appearances. They were hardly functional. If you lost an arm or leg, you were disabled, and that was that. The key was running actuators based on electromyography signals from the skin's surface, of course. This enabled a great range of movements, even more so than a natural limb. It was then I realized my knowledge of robotics and engineering could come in handy. So, I contacted a prosthesis laboratory in Dortmund, and I was hired immediately. Patents filed in my name made quite a bit of money, you know. Soon I was made the head of my own lab.
And that's when you started filling orders from PMCs.
Indeed. From contractors who'd been referred by their employers, to be exact. Workers from your industry quickly became our best customers. We were flooded with orders. But my field was never full body conversions. You can imagine my surprise when Boris contacted me.
Yeah. Our previous cybernetics maintenance guy went into hiding.
But I built on my knowledge and now consider myself an expert on all cyborgs, both partial and full body.
Glad I could help with your on-the-job training. Seriously, though, we're lucky to have you on board.
Yes, I should think we have both benefited from our arrangement. Which reminds me, do not forget our other arrangement. The cyborg's left hands, if you would.
Got it.
I'm curious to know when Doctor joined Maverick. I can't imagine it was during the last 2 weeks between R-00 and R-01. God, this is taking so long to get through. But it would have been just before that, I reckon, because it sounds like Doctor was heavily involved with making our body. And maybe he did something else for the other cyborgs with Maverick, I don't know. But it really does sound like Doctor is directly connected to us rather than Maverick as an organization. The high-frequency blade that can screw things up at a molecular level. It takes so many hits to take out these dumpsters. Alright, what do we have? I vaguely recall we've got security cameras coming up. Oh, come on, you can run up there, Raiden. You can figure that out. Alright, what is with you? I'm not sure why this guy's flashing. Okay, it looks like his left hand is flashing. We have a gecko on the far side there. Also got another controller. Damn it. We're in evasion, or caution. Oh shit. That's not his left hand, that's like his left forearm. ID data. Can I just slice him here? I can.
More classified bitrate information was in that man's holographic memory.
You are good.
And I see now that they are collectibles. Wait, 2 or 30. We're not getting all those on stream, no chance. Alright, we have a Ferris wheel. Clearly we are in Russia. I reckon I can nail this guy on the roof. Not sure if we can run up here though, or maybe I have to use these. Yeah, let's use these for leverage. We have another one about 20 meters behind. Got him. Come on. Riding. Oh, come on. I tried. Oh, we got more. We got reinforcements. All because I'm terrible at aiming my strikes. Oops. I really should just concentrate on one of these at a time, shouldn't I? Nope, never mind. Thought I got him. Damn it. Got the parry, but he moved out of range. Yeah, so when he's blue like that, I think that means I can use blade mode on it. And aim slightly better, but this guy's being a prick. That was a mess. Could have waited a bit longer and stealth killed the gecko properly, and that would have worked out much, much better. Where is it? It's above me. Now we're going to use blade mode for that thing. I suppose I could upgrade my sword, couldn't I, with all this BP that I'm carrying? Ooh, more dudes. Another dude with ID data. So we can sneak up on him and use blade mode to grab it. Shit. We have a rocket launcher on the other side of this wall. I won't go for that just yet. Let me just see if these two are going to turn around. Or more specifically, the one directly in front of me is going to turn around. So I can sneak up on him, take him out, and then try and sneak up on this guy from the left. This is not a sneaking mission, not an infiltration mission, but right now I'm trying to handle it as if it were one. Ah, I see. I was wondering why the game was pausing during that strike, during the execution. It's because I can enter blade mode and do that. Okay, where's the other one? The other one is facing me. Shit. Can I go around? Also, where is this rocket launcher? It's inside the building. Okay, that's not happening. I could cut that. Yeah, okay, maybe I can sneak up on him on the left. Sea cyborg? What is a sea cyborg? Cyborg? Ah, fuck! Raiden, please. Okay, that'll do. That will do.
More Patriot intel. Bring me more. And maybe I can develop something interesting from it.
Did I accidentally kill the other guy as well in blade mode? I have no clue, but I can't see him, so I assume that's what happened. Right, anything else around here before I head over to this detention point and then call everyone again and walk through the door? I mean, surely there's got to be a conversation about that Ferris wheel and grenades. Surely. If you don't understand that reference, you're probably too young to be watching this playthrough. No, don't see anything else. Right, let's make our way here. Call everyone. Does my team have anything?
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
I absolutely want to engage. Do you have anything else for me?
I'm above you. The Hammerhead missiles have an inertia fuse. Cut them before they stop and they will not detonate. And if it's too late to run...
Yeah, I think we're seeing this.
Buddy. Like maybe try...
Yep, we're seeing all this. So, we're going to be asked to shoot these dudes down. This could be a problem. Although I've got plenty of homing missiles, and hopefully one of them will bring them down to the ground level, and we'll be able to take them out. Damn, son. I'm getting fucked up here. Get up there. That didn't hit. I have no idea where that went. This is going very poorly. Exceedingly poorly. Can I get up there at all? See. Alright, fine. That was a mess. I've got to believe we got something out of that, though. Except, you know, losing all our fuel cells and half our health. Okay, team has nothing new.
Right, the cliff is just ahead at the end of the old city. Beyond that is the refinery's backyard.
So what? It's a sheer drop? The refinery's not connected to the city at all?
It's on the coast.
No, it was only built 2 years ago. There should be a narrow path around there that leads to the plant. It is protected by a fence, but probably you can cut your way through.
Probably.
Don't get cocky. Most likely it is Desperado running security down there.
No, we haven't found a fence yet that we can't cut through. Okay, does my team have anything new now?
Good. That's the back of the refinery. I see a door there, but it probably has an alarm. Can you use the ventilation duct?
You mean that huge fan?
Just cut off the blades as it spins. Easy, yes?
We got anything on that ray I went up against?
We analyzed the wreckage. Its musculature had been replaced with CNT muscle fiber. The same type as you, or most any cyborg. This improved its power output and left more room in the chassis for other equipment. It seems they filled this space with Vetronics and extra weapons.
Like that heat blade and plasma gun. Plasma loses effectiveness in the air pretty quickly, but it's still a hell of a close-range weapon.
25% health
Large-scale
weapon.
UGs have a growing problem fighting smaller, more agile opponents like you, Raiden. This is why we now see UGs armed with new countermeasures, such as this Ray had.
Kevin, what do you have for me?
Hey, so, Kev, buddy, about the refinery. Can I get a quick breakdown of the facilities?
Copy that. I suppose you should at least know a few basics for the mission. So, like I was saying, the refining process is based around distillation. The tallest building on site is the distillation tower. All the crude oil runs through there first, where it's distilled at different boiling ranges. Lighter components with low boiling points are removed at the top of the tower, heavier ones at the base. The heaviest fuel oil then has the lighter oils and naphtha that distillation didn't remove taken out. Fluid catalytic cracking is what they call it. Other than that, let's see. There's equipment to remove sulfur, a cooling tower to dispose of all the water used. Oh, and the flare stack to eliminate gas waste. You see that thing with flames shooting out the top? That's the stack.
It's burning the gas off?
Yeah, burns it up completely, rendering it harmless. Kinda hypnotic if you stare at it a while, huh? Next door you have a power plant. It's pretty typical for this type of facility. And of course the gas tanks. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, is pressurized and stored in those round tanks. It's also artificial, but it's got a certain charm, you know? It's like the ultimate in utilitarian beauty. A solitary distillation tower, all lit up and set against the setting sun. It's an amazing sight.
Kev, you still with me there?
What? You don't appreciate this kind of stuff? Places like Germany and Japan, people get really into it. Factory sightseeing tours and everything.
Yeah. No, not so much.
Right. FYI, we just confirmed with the client for your next mission.
Great. How about we finish this one first, though? I'd like to see my family again someday, you know? My son's going to forget he even has a father.
90-day contracting tour, buddy. We're all in the same boat. Man, feels like ages since I was back in Virginia.
I don't know about in the same boat. These guys are out to tear me limb from limb. Worst you our EMF desk jockeys have to worry about are paper cuts.
All right. Guess you don't want to hear what your old friends are up to then.
Who is it?
Desperado.
Where is it this time?
Mexico. Apparently they've got some kind of lab in Guadalajara. You're going in to investigate claims of human trafficking and illegal dumping.
And our client? Who's picking up the tab? If we're planning to play police all of a sudden, we're gonna need some kind of budget.
No worries there. It's a human rights group we've worked with a few times before. They were conducting their own trafficking investigation when Desperado came up.
Understood. You can brief me when I get back.
Roger that.
No rest for the wicked.
Where the hell did Desperado get all these cyborgs anyway, Kev?
Hard to say. They're not as rare as they once were, but still. Of all registered PMC troops, we're still talking, what, 3% have enhancements? Maybe 5% tops. Mostly career military who got hurt on the battlefield one way or another. Getting their arms or legs back lets them keep earning a living. But most able-bodied soldiers are still reluctant to sacrifice their own healthy body parts. Plus, the surgery is highly specialized. Expensive as hell. Not to mention maintenance costs after that. Unless insurance is footing the bill, most guys couldn't afford enhancements even if they wanted to.
Maverick's got some cyborgs. What's their story? They all wounded in action?
Mostly. I heard a few saved up and paid for it themselves, but just a few. There is this one crazy blonde guy, though. I heard he asked for a full body conversion.
Kevin,
The Patriots didn't leave me much of a body to begin with.
be nice.
I just had Herr Doctor finish what they started.
You know I'm just giving you shit, man. Anyway, yeah. Looking at the numbers, cyborg soldiers are still a pretty small minority. Not really surprising when only contractors in developed countries are offered insurance. Third world soldiers get hurt out on the field, and that's all she wrote. They can't work as a merc anymore. Most times, they can't really work at all.
Well, Desperado's up to something, because cyborgs are definitely not in the minority here.
I've heard of some PMCs covering the cost of the surgery for their disabled. The mercs get their career back, sure, but the PMCs aren't exactly running a charity. These guys have to work to pay it off until the company at least breaks even on them. Any cyborg breaks his contract early would probably be in debt for the rest of his life.
You think that's Desperado's MO?
I can't prove it, but sure as hell wouldn't surprise me.
And yet the 3 to 5% that you're sending on this operation is definitely not gaining a positive return on ROI.
So what kind of deal does Maverick offer its contractors?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're full-time too. You never contracted with us?
Nope. Boris invited me on board the first time we talked about it. We've known each other since Area 51.
Pretty cool.
Didn't have any reason to turn him down, so yeah. Never really considered the contract route.
Right. Well, it's actually pretty rare for guys on the ground like you to be full-timers. Most of Maverick's soldiers are contractors, just like with any other PMC. It just makes sense. After all, it's never the same job twice in this business. Each mission has its own requirements. Force size, skill set, all that crap. So generally, we contract out on a per-mission basis, or a fixed schedule for longer jobs. A lot of US companies are doing it that way lately, not just PMCs. Besides, a good contractor can earn more than most regular full-time employees. Definitely a hell of a lot more than regular military.
And if they want to quit, can they get out of their contract?
Yep. Of course, just up and quitting right in the middle of a mission would cause problems. Just like any other job, you know? We'd want some notice to settle on a new end date, but hold up. You're not thinking of leaving us, are you?
Just curious.
I've got my body, now I can run.
You still busy with all that other work, Kev?
You know me, man. Kev of all trades. I got a lot on my plate. Briefing prep, arms procurement, client negotiation, HR, biz dev, accounting, you name it. Lately, though, I've been focusing more on sales and on-site coordination. Oh, and advisor work like this.
Never sleep, do you?
Things have been better since Courtney joined up, at least.
You know, I have to hand it to you guys. Cyborgs are just amazing to me. So much power and speed.
It's not all gravy.
No? How so?
Well, things have improved a lot in the past few years. But back when I was modded for the first time, keeping artificial blood free of impurities was a huge hassle.
Dialysis.
Artificial muscles need a constant flow of oxygen from a blood source, just like the real thing. But it was a challenge getting the kidney units as small as they needed to be. We all had to undergo routine dialysis.
Sounds rough.
Used to be even worse back when Dr. Clark was still experimenting.
Oh!
Bad nerve connections would screw with the test subject's pain receptors. It was torture. Compared to that, I had it pretty easy.
Dr. Clark was
It
involved.
wasn't until recently that you could eat and drink like normal people, right?
That's right. We generally use glucose-based nutrient packs to keep the brain running. But we can absorb nutrients orally now, too. Whatever we eat's broken down by nanomachines.
6,
And
take
we
a
have
shot.
taste sensors as well. It's not exactly like it was before. The difference is, I can turn those sensors off if I don't need them. That's been surprisingly useful.
So cyborgs can live pretty much normal lives now?
Well, getting there. We still need fuel cells and nutrition packs, not to mention regular maintenance. It's a lot of dough. Of course, another big problem's how other people look at you.
How do you mean?
There was a time
That should
when
be
I
obvious,
wore
but
artificial
anyway.
skin. Tried to look as close to normal as possible. I've still got some now, on my face. The tech at the time wasn't great. You still looked pretty unnatural. Maybe you could fool someone from far away, but up close, even a baby could tell I wasn't human. Going out shopping or whatever, you could feel all those eyes on you. I tried to find something to do other than fight, but looking like I did got me 2 strikes pretty much as soon as I walked through the door.
That sounds terrible.
Well, you appreciated it when people were honest about it, at least. But when they were too polite to just say so, that was rough. Things are getting better these days, though. Artificial skin's improved a lot. And you don't get so many stares now that the general public knows about cyborgs.
Maybe I should look into the cyborg thing, huh? I could eat whatever I want, whenever I want.
Probably cheaper just getting lipo, Court.
Oh.
Jerk.
Raiden, come on. Can't say that. I was joking earlier about Raiden's movies that he should have a chat to paramedic. That he actually knew her, or paramedics experimented on him. Huh. Interesting callback.
Courtney, there's something I'd like your opinion on.
What's up?
It's how I replenish my electrolytes. I'm basically feeding off these cyborgs.
Cannibalism?
Oh, yeah. That. I don't really see any better options, to be honest. I doubt your old body would have stood up against the Desperado Captains or Jetstream Sam. And if we fail here, it's not only bad for us, but for our clients and all of Sakumi.
Yeah, you're right.
Besides, it's like you say. No one's forcing them to be here. They chose to throw in with the terrorists.
Yeah.
Look, I won't lie. I don't feel great about it. But in the scheme of things, yes, I think it's justified.
Thanks. I guess it's never black and white in this business, is it?
No. No, it's not. Do you and Kevin work a lot together, Raiden?
Well, Maverick's not that big. Unless you're a short-term contractor, you tend to work with the same guys. Last job we were on together, I was hired by the Carabinieri to track down 3 Albanian mafiosos. They'd fled Italy for Montenegro, and I had to bring them back. It wasn't easy. All 3 of them had cybernetic upgrades. Without Kev, I could have been in serious trouble.
He was with an NGO before Maverick, I think, handling disarmament work for the UN.
Yeah. He and Boris met while working together to resolve a conflict in Africa. They hit it off. So when Boris gave him a job opportunity, he took it.
I kind of wonder why. We're pretty much the opposite of a disarmament outfit.
3 things are needed after a conflict: disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration into society. That's the way it usually goes. I guess Kevin felt like the process was getting to be a joke. Even if the UN taps the group that caused the conflict for post-war cleanup, there's no way of ensuring their sincere cooperation. There's always a chance they'll underreport the number of soldiers they've got on hand.
That, or they only disarm the useless parts of their force. The ones with outdated weapons and gear.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they can hide their standing force, the one with all the up-to-date weaponry, from the UN. Afghanistan saw a lot of that, since the wars were all waged by rival military cliques. Anyway, Kev saw that happening on a daily basis in Africa. Guess he just wanted a job where he had a firmer grasp on what was going on. And then along comes Boris. Kev had to think it over for a while, sure. But, well, here we all are.
PMCs are going to need more people like him. And me too, I guess. You know, civilian viewpoints.
Couldn't agree more.
Raiden, are you fully versed in the features of your AR display? It can serve many functions, you know.
Do I hear un lecture coming on?
A lecture? No, of course not. I'm hardly an expert. Of course, I know the first practical application of the technology was for aircraft HUDs. Then head-mounted displays, HMDs. The data could be seen even as the viewer moved their head. As the technology improved, it was integrated into retinal imaging, contact lenses. Soon it became standard issue not just for pilots, but infantry soldiers as well. Of course, with cyborgs such as yourself, the data can be fed directly to the optic nerve.
No lecture, huh? Anyway, there's more to my augmented reality than just upgraded HMD tech.
Of course there is, Dummkopf. You did not let me finish.
Oh, you weren't finished?
AR is a much broader concept. It is more a design concept than a particular imaging methodology. It encompasses HUDs, HMDs, any and all manner of visual real-time data overlay. Though recently, some reserve the AR label for virtual objects the subject can both see and touch. For example, your codec menu and zoom slider. Such objects do not exist anywhere in the real world, not even as images.
You're not reading
They
or
are
watching
fed
this right now.
directly to your optic nerve, so only you can see them. Yet, when you interact with them, sensory feedback is delivered to the nerves in your fingers. It gives you the sense of touching a thing that does not exist.
Beats lugging around a sat radio and giant scope, that's for sure.
There is another school of thought on precisely what constitutes AR.
Seriously, more of this?
It defines AR as anything which obscures the boundary between reality and that experienced by the viewer.
Well, how would that be different from VR?
Well, for example, let's say that you and I are having a nice chat face to face. Suddenly, I disappear. Poof! And in my place appears a ravishing, nubile young woman. Is the girl the projected image or the reality? Perhaps I was the AR. How would you know?
The accent might be a clue.
Ah, such things can be controlled with a simple hack of your auditory nerves.
Well, that's comforting. So how is this different from VR again?
Well, I suppose, strictly speaking, it is rather similar. Both are a method for completely fooling the senses, rather than simply augmenting them. Although, technically it would be MR, mixed reality, since there are some real elements involved.
Is that a real acronym?
Yes, of course. That would be the distinction and the correct term. In any case, the advance of MR technology leads to many interesting philosophical questions. What happens when appearances cease to have meaning? It is no longer see it to believe it, after all. It could make for a great advance in cyborg acceptance, you know. They could project a perfectly normal human body to be seen by anyone who can perceive MR.
I don't know. Sounds like it might cause more problems than it'd solve to me.
I don't know if confusion counts as a problem, but I'm feeling very confused right now. Is MR actually a proper acronym? I've heard of AR and VR, obviously, but I didn't think MR was a thing. I think Doctor might just be making this up on the spot.
Hey, Doc. What can you tell me about the carbon nanotubes used in artificial muscles? I know they're the real key behind the proliferation of cyborgs, but...
Well, a carbon nanotube, or CNT, is a sheet of carbon graphite formed like a tube. They range from 50 nanometers in diameter all the way down to under 1 nanometer. 1 nanometer, you recall, is one billionth of a meter. Quite small. As you've likely seen, the carbon atoms that make up the sheet are organized in a 6-point ring shape. These hexagonal structures are connected to each other along their edges.
Sort of like a soccer ball.
Precisely. Such structures are known as Buckminster fullerene.
Bucky balls.
CNTs were discovered by accident while scientists were researching other fullerenes. CNTs have assorted properties, each with the potential to drive vast leaps in industrial technology. Consider, for example, that the conducting properties and resistance to strong currents far outclass copper. They have great mechanical strength and can be shaped into incredibly thin form factors, all of which can directly contribute to improving integrated circuits. Furthermore, the atomic links in sp2 carbon are the strongest of all types of atoms. Its tensile strength is greater than even diamond. All that, and its weight is only half that of aluminum. It is also quite elastic, making it ideal for bomb-proofing vehicles, buildings, and other structures.
Like space
Sounds
elevators.
like some kind of wonder material.
There have been numerous plans drawn up for orbital elevators in the past. The problem being that no material was strong enough to make them practical. CNTs make such dreams one step closer to reality. You can change their structures by using the right power voltage, and they can withstand temperatures between minus 190 and plus 1500 degrees centigrade. They feature a large surface area and an empty space within the tube. This allows for such things as fuel and catalysts to be stored inside. It's that particular trait which has enabled the development of fuel cell-infused artificial muscles.
Straight out of sci-fi, huh?
Well, truth is stranger than fiction. Science fiction, even. Scientists are currently expanding upon all of CNT's uses. But it has taken a fair amount of time since their discovery for practical implementations to pop up. Historically, mass manufacture was deemed too difficult, the costs astronomical.
Practical manufacturing methods were established in the early 2010s, but the Patriots hushed that up.
Indeed. And now that it's out in the wild, we are finally well and truly in the carbon nanotube age.
Yeah, it's 2023 and I don't think we're quite there yet.
You must continue along, Raiden.
Right. Oof, this is taking forever. Alright, let's move on. I don't see the flame, Kev. I don't see the flame. Right, do we reckon we can cut through this fence? I think so. Oh shit. Dwarf geckos! Boy. Oh, they're dropping repair units. Great. There you go.
Watch out! They keep on coming!
Oh. Again, I automatically go to a shoulder button to parry. I blame souls. Okay, this is a problem. I need to get these dudes down before I can take out the cyborgs. Wrong arm. Dwarf geckos. I don't recall seeing those since, what was it, Act 4, I think, of Metal Gear Solid 4. So I probably should have had a chat to them during that battle to see if they had anything new to say about the dwarf geckos.
Good. That's... I see it.
No, nothing. Where we're going, we don't need blade mode.
Dolcev and his team must be in here. Find it.
A surveillance camera? We've got to talk about the surveillance cameras, surely.
So who actually owns this plant?
Oh, for God's sake.
On the books, a private upcast firm. In reality, the Russian state.
So all the money goes right back to Russia?
It does provide Abkhazia with fuel and electricity. But yes, it was clearly built for Russian interests.
How do you mean?
The Caspian Sea is a major source of gas and oil. But these days, most of it never passes through Russia. Not since the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline was built. With it, the oil flows straight to Europe.
But that pipeline runs straight through Georgia. Why did the Georgian government allow it?
Money, of course, and power. Having a major pipeline run through your land brings plenty of both. The South Ossetia War taught Georgia they could not always rely on the West for support. They began working more with their neighbors in the region to build their own power base.
So Georgia stands to gain from this coup?
Duh, it would seem this way. Any scenario that ends with the refinery no longer under Russian control is good for Georgia. Even if they do not retake Abkhazia outright, they benefit if new regime is more friendly to Georgia. Perhaps this is Dolcev's idea, to attract Abkhaz political leaders with a pro-Georgia agenda.
And that's why Georgia isn't taking action?
I very much doubt Georgian government would be involved in anything so obvious and so reckless. There must be someone else behind all this.
And Dolzaev's just playing along? Why would he?
Revenge, Tovarich. Anything to hurt Russia. Perhaps money as well. Who knows?
Yeah, the Russians can't be happy about all this. Let me guess. They contacted you through the FSB, right?
There were conversations, yes. But it was the Abkhaz government that enlisted us. We only took this mission because we knew it would help the people there. Besides, we cannot leave Desperado unchecked. Not after what happened.
Right. I won't let them profit from this mess. And we need to learn who's backing them.
Duh. And the first step to do this is take back that refinery.
And kill Mistral.
Right then. Allow me to give you a recap of visual augment mode.
Why? Is it different from my AR display?
We'll get to that in a moment. Modern tech gives us the ability to display assorted information streams visually. This is accomplished by interrupting the data flow from a cyborg's optic nerves. This is referred to as AR, augmented reality.
That's how I can see my Soliton radar and who I'm talking to on the codec.
Right. But if too much data is presented in this manner, the user runs the risk of having an incomplete view of the real world.
Yeah. The codec window's got a bad habit of getting in the way when you drop in to chat.
Of course, of course. Typically, I'd simply call, leaving it to you whether or not to respond. In an emergency, however, that just wouldn't do.
Define emergency.
Ah. Anyway, cyborg AR designers try to keep the interface as unobtrusive as possible. But there are times when one really does need all that data on display. This is where augment mode comes in. Now, I know it sounds a bit like augmented reality, but just think of it as an additional dimension to AR.
Okay, fine. So what's it do?
It uses local soliton radar and XIFF data to do things such as analyze and display enemy position and numbers.
Isn't that just
It
AR
also
then?
has a starlight scope and thermal goggle functionality for a host of night vision capabilities. The entire image is digitally processed, making it much easier to read than earlier thermal goggles.
Yeah, I'd noticed that.
Used in a well-lit area, your perceived brightness will be affected, but it won't hinder vision too much. The same type of sensor is used for all functionality. The data sent out by each one is merged together as part of the digital processing. All you need to worry about is turning the individual functions on and off. Simple, yes?
Sure, Doc. Simple.
So you're telling me I can turn my radar off? I don't think so.
Check your destination.
You're really not telling me anything about these cameras. I want to get up there, but I'm very worried about this. It's up there, okay. We're the factory? I thought this was a refinery, but anyway. I suppose a refinery is a factory by definition.
Right, wait. There are active IR sensors in the area.
You don't
Proper
say.
factory security, no doubt, but the enemy may be using it.
So, I don't know whether I can just sprint through this and Raiden will do a slide. I expect that will be the case, but if not, then we're going to have to do a jump. And I've only really tried jumping once before, and that was during the MG Ray battle, and that ended poorly. Yeah, my team has absolutely nothing to say about this. What about sprinting and jumping?
Raiden, your infrared camera is integrated with enhanced mode.
Thank you, Doctor. I have no idea why you just said that. Yeah, I'll try jumping this, but I feel nervous. Alright, we definitely can't slide under that, so I've definitely got to jump this one. Alright, I've got to climb up on the left-hand side. There's a whole bunch of collectibles in the next room of some sort. Yeah, this is some old school Metal Gear we got going on here. Okay, we're not getting through there. Unless, again, maybe I can use a ninja run, but we'll see if there's another way through. Jamming grenade. Electronic attack device that employs an internal battery to barrage jam a wide range of frequencies. Can't disable my codec. Capable of cutting off communications of most any wavelength as well as temporarily disabling remote controlled UGs. Most any, most every. Oh my god. I know it's a acceptable phrase in American English, but man, it is my pet peeve. I have two pet peeves, that and misuse of apostrophes. I will never be able to get over those. Alright, there's definitely another laser here, but I don't see... It's directly ahead of me, but I can't see it. Oh, we got cyborgs as well. And one with a left collectible hand. Shit, we're in invasion. No, he moved. Ah, fuck. And the cameras are on me. Jesus Christ. Wasn't expecting the cameras to open fire for whatever reason. Lock on, please. You'll do. Hopefully I didn't kill the guy behind it. I didn't. Trying to enter blade mode, nothing's happening. There we go. It's going very poorly. I want your hand. And I missed it. Perfect run, done. Oh, come on. So how would I get up here without being spotted by those dudes? Unless I timed it very, very carefully going up that particular set of stairs directly ahead of me, and then trying to take these dudes out. Because I don't immediately see another way up onto these catwalks. There's got to be a way, and I'll need to find it on my Revengeance run. Oh, there's something over there. But that may be how jam a grenade. Other side of the wall. I've got a horrible feeling though that I may have missed that. Like it may have been above me in the previous room. It's only an item box, so I might pass on that. No. Oh, okay. We can get through those things, perhaps. Unless there's a way of climbing up from that corridor down there. Yep, okay. That's, creatively hidden, I think. And it's the... Oh! Well, I need to check that out immediately. Don't know when the last checkpoint was, so maybe I'll wait till after the next checkpoint, which I've got a horrible feeling is after the boss. Never mind. I see you there. Well, let me just have a look in customization for this endurance thing, and I'll take a look at how much the blade upgrade costs. Okay, nothing new there. How much are these? 6,000. That's going to cost us 18,000 all up. The endurance, though. It says I unlocked something, but I don't see it here. I'm going to upgrade my blade. Just burn through half my BP right there. Alright, fellas, do we have anything new to say about this situation? Alright, my team has nothing to say. I think the time has come, fellas. The time has come, and so have I. Though, wait, we can go down here? Hello. More VR! I don't know if they're unlocking an order or whether I have legitimately got all missions 1 to 4 that are available here. If I've missed any, then I'm wondering if it leaves any gaps, so to speak. Alright, here we go. Sit back and enjoy.
I was wondering when you'd come, Jack the Ripper.
No one calls me that anymore. Dosaev, where is he?
I can show you a better time than that crusty old bear.
You're in charge here?
I am Mistral, the cold wind of France. And you, your reputation precedes you.
Nice heels.
Liberian, but white as snow. A natural-born killer, even as a child.
That was a long time ago.
I was born in Algeria myself, you know? I'm only half French.
And?
We had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
You don't know me.
I lost my whole family. Everything. But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that. I slaughtered dozens in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I'd found my calling.
Proud of that, are you?
What happened, happened. To be honest, I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge, without purpose. At times, I even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for. And then, I met him.
Who?
And I knew what I had been missing. His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack. What are yours?
I protect the weak.
You don't need to answer that.
Still? So naive.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
So fucked up. Turn the volume up, fellas.
Come, manga.
Translate, please. Just trying to get to some kind of safety before I pause. That will do. Alright, so I have 3 goals in this battle. Firstly, consult everyone on codec. Secondly, win the battle. 3, attempt not to sing along to this.
This weapon of hers has impressive range. She can defend with it and yet crack like whip to attack.
Yeah, it's bizarre. definitely suits her.
It does not work like anything I have seen before. I cannot tell where her attack will land. And even if you manage to parry, it may be hard to counterattack.
Yeah, I need to take care of that thing first.
When you see it go slack, be ready. If it hits, you have no chance of countering.
Ryder, you all right? That is one freaky lady. Yikes.
Aw, come on, Kev. Maybe she just needs to meet the right guy.
Right in.
Slip her your number.
Time and place.
That's okay, man. I'm good. Besides, shouldn't you be worried about saving your own ass at the moment?
Well, yeah. Just thinking about how I'm gonna handle this.
If you're looking for advice, try hitting up Boris. Doctor might have some info too, from the UG and Cyborg angle.
She's so cruel the way she stomps on those tripods. Just tosses them around.
Tripods?
I feel so sorry for those little guys.
You feel sorry for robots sent to kill me?
Well, I mean, they're kind of cute, right? How they scamper around. They're like little mice.
You call that cute? I call it creepy.
Not at all. Trust me, ask any girl and they'll say the exact same thing.
Okay, sure, Courtney. I'll get right on that.
All right, whatever. You want to save or what? All right. Be careful out there, okay?
I genuinely thought these things were called dwarf geckos, not tripods.
So she uses an augmentary arm composed of tripods. I cannot imagine how she controls such a thing all on her own, but it is quite intriguing.
Stay with me here, Doc. I need to destroy it, not study it.
Yes, but just look at it. How it doubles as a weapon. So elegant, so efficient. She can twist its joints and crack it like a whip, or pull it tight to lock it solid. And even should you destroy it, she can simply construct a new one using nearby tripods.
Ugh, this is gonna take forever.
Not necessarily. Until a new prosthesis is formed, she is defenseless, you know. There is your chance. Of course, you must still be wary of the tripod arm unit once it is detached. Even if she cannot wield it, she could resort to throwing it at you. The electrolytes in the fuel cells of those units are highly explosive should they have a detonator.
Desperado's tripods look different from others I've seen.
Yes, yes. Likely infused with carbon nanotube muscle fibers, like most cyborgs these days. Not even you would be able to shake them off so easily. What is worse, they leach fuel cell electrolytes from whatever they latch onto. A truly inspired design, I must say. Much like your own body, in fact.
Why doesn't that make me feel better?
I simply meant that both you and the tripod stem from the same line of research. Of course, your body is equipped with a limiter, preventing you from absorbing too many electrolytes. But it appears this is not the case with our tripod friends.
So, they absorb too much energy and...
And they explode, of course. Their fuel cells work much like any other battery, after all. You must remember the problems with old rechargeable batteries. They would heat up and explode all the time.
Okay, Doctor, that was all very fascinating, but none of that is useful. Oh, this fucking music. Alright, let's do this. Where is she? Yeah, the slide attack works pretty well on these dudes. Damn, she just threw a frigging tripod at me. Okay, reconstituted. Let's go.
Don't you want to
Just trying to parry as much as I possibly can there. Damn, didn't see that one. Okay, that's a grab. I can't dodge that. Oh, come on.
I am starting to enjoy this.
Okay, can I shoot these? No, never mind. But she's gonna fire rockets at me. Okay, that's not actually a proper cross-up because I dodged directly towards her. Or parried, rather. Ah, these tripods, or whatever the fuck they're called. They're ruining my rhythm. No idea what that was for. Get out of here. Yeah, I've got no choice. I need to take these dudes out before I can strike her. There we go. Once again, trying for the shoulder parry, and that's not a thing. Too many Souls games. Oh, nice. Where are they? Okay, blade mode probably is not a good choice for those, although I'm on a linear path here. I don't see how else to take them out if not blade mode. Phase range. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Recovered. Right. If I could target her, this would be ideal. Okay, here we go. You right there? Sorry. That's about 11 attacks in a row. Holy shit. Don't know if I can use the this dodge to get out of that. Nice. How do I do a helm splitter or whatever it is to get me down from that? Don't know. I'll check later. Can't believe I didn't get hit there. Yeah, I think she's dead. That was a mess, and I'm starting to feel the combat system is letting me down with respect to the camera. Bayonetta style.
Mistro, report!
Those I have.
Vitals are dropping.
I lost. So this is how they felt.
What?
Dying. For a cause.
Wait. No. Hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need apology. I need you alive.
But I know you will never fall.
What? What is this talk about?
Je t'aime. De tout mon corps.
Translate it, please.
Je t'aime. Mister, you'll never...
She's not talking to you, idiot.
You killed her! You vile nuts! Murderer!
That's rich coming from you. It's overdose, I have. Surrender.
Translate it, please.
Translation.
Why would I surrender? You are exactly where I want.
On a giant explosive.
Shit.
Built with Russian money to make Russian money. It is no plan for outcasts. It is their prison. But now, they will be free!
That's one hell of a suicide bombing.
Son of a bitch.
Raiden? What happened?
Bastard blew himself up.
I see. Time to get you out of there. We're sending a helicopter. Secure an LZ.
Understood.
Implications of that? Uncertain. Dozaev wasn't the big bad, clearly. Alright, so that was allegedly only 1 hour and 4 minutes. Oh shit. We actually missed a chapter there. We didn't get any S ranks because I'm terrible at this game. Yeah, enjoying myself so far, but man, those codecs, they're taking forever to get through. They really are. Polearm, I can't pronounce that, unlocked, so we actually have a new primary weapon if we want to use that. And I still don't have any dialer combos figured out for the blade yet, so that's not going to happen tonight. Customize Raiden's body. Don't mind if I do. Oh, so it's not a main weapon. It is a unique weapon. Okay, we can't upgrade those. Can I do anything with the body? No, it's still our custom cyborg body. I wonder if we'll get the original one back at some point as like an unlockable or an Easter egg or something. No new skills yet. I've got a horrible feeling we're going to see new skills the moment we start the next mission. Polearm. A polearm made by linking multiple tripod arms together. The user can wield it like a spear, or relax the arm's tension level to use it like a whip. Developed after careful analysis of Mistral's battle data. $10,000 BP. I've got to do it. And we can enhance it by putting strength into it, but I might test it out before I actually start upgrading it. So that is in addition to our main weapon. Okay. And we've unlocked something new in the skills for it, clearly. Can't pronounce that, can't pronounce that. Plant the weapon into the ground and lean on it to perform a somersault jump. Extend the weapon forward in a special attack. Next mission, perhaps.